just want to be safe. So I'm for it.
No, I'm not telling you to go. Be safe. I want you to drive safely. That is what you do.
I feel like if it was you, you definitely could have made.
Don't hit the gas hard. You go.
With these G's, is that like the thing where they like pulls your head back and stuff?
Well,
Like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, you know how like in the plane or like in F1 driving they have the G's and that's what's like pulling the driver.
G's are when you turning to the side.
Is that what's right here?
Yeah. Do me a favor. Just don't turn too close to this curve and hit my wheels. Pay attention to what you're doing. Start implementing rules. If you ain't wearing no ICNV shirt, you can't drive my car.
I have to wear this.
I understand. I'm just telling you, you want to drive my car, you better start changing. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to ICNV Drivers Edition. And today, yeah, I'll tell you this, car shopping has been quite interesting. I'm getting chauffeured by the latest and greatest driver in the family. Yeah, I'm getting chauffeured right now. Everybody want to get their chance behind the wheel of Zeus before I let them go. It's understandable. In the midst of all this, I think I've narrowed it down to 3 cars. I think I've actually decided to narrow it down to 2. One of the cars I've been looking at has been a Range Rover Sport SVR. I've driven 3, and I think after the 3-car drive, what's kind of funny is the 2017 seems more fun behind the wheel than the 2018 and 2019. But I'm gonna share with you my experience of driving the Range Rover SVR. Let's just get into that, and we'll talk about it afterwards. These are rare.
Which one? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know too much about Range Rovers, man.
Really?
I'm a vet guy. I race for
I
vets.
see the vets in the goal.
Yeah, that's me. I buy all the vets, man. I know you get the 06 or
No, it's a regular same race.
It's a regular? You gotta get the 06, man. Big difference. My brother bought when it came out, a 2020. He paid $130 for it.
Okay.
I said, George, don't do it, man, because they're gonna drop. He kept it for a year and a half. I gave him $100,000 for it. Then he goes, I want a convertible. I want to go back to the vet. I find him a convertible. He just bought a convertible one for like $75,000, and it's a 23 3LZ. So they're just dropping like crazy. Nobody wants them. They want the C7s.
Yeah.
The C7's still doing 70, 80 grand in Z06s.
Yes, the 06s.
They're crazy money. But now they're making that bad boy, the ZR1X.
Yes.
But that's
There's gonna be-
300,000, 350 for a Corvette. You're not gonna spend that much.
Everybody ain't spending that. That's the thing.
Right.
All right, everybody, we're going to pivot for a second because there's always a backstory. So let's start off like this. I owned a Range Rover before. So when I look at getting new vehicles, my thought process is to attempt or try out a performance sport utility vehicle. I've never had a performance SUV before, but I used to own a Range Rover Westminster. And I would say this, despite the negative or the historical tag of Range Rovers being unreliable vehicles, the first SUV I owned, the only SUV I owned, was a Range Rover Westminster Edition vehicle. And I loved it. I actually kept that vehicle probably the longest of any vehicles I ever had. So when I think about going to a performance SUV, what do you think, Jeff? You like it? How'd you get it? Honestly, the first thing that came to my mind was a Range Rover. Hence is why I'm looking at the Range Rover SV Autobiography, because the Autobiography is the fully loaded version of a Range Rover, but the SV Autobiography is nothing more than a Range Rover with the performance engine of the SVR, but in the big body with all the luxury and toys. Quite naturally, I would want to look at an SV Autobiography. As I get into this SV Autobiography, what I would like to sit there and tell you is this. I've never owned a performance SUV before. I've thought about the BMW X5M. I've even thought about the Audi RSQ8. Both vehicles are a little bit faster than this vehicle, but their luxury does not compare, and they're just slightly higher than the amount of money I want to spend at this point in time. So looking at the Range Rover SV Autobiography, what I want you to understand is this vehicle has two-tone leather interior with diamond stitch seats. This vehicle is the pinnacle of luxury. So if you just look at the fact that the center armrest comes down the back seat and you can push a button to access cup holders, tell me that's not advanced. Tell me that's not pure signs of luxury. Now, I even think about a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, but I'm just telling you right now, I'm not in that price range. But if you're looking for a superior luxury that can compete, you got to take a look at a Range Rover SV Autobiography. Honestly, you could just take a look at a Range Rover Autobiography. You would get the same minus the two-tone leather interior and all the performance that comes with the SV Autobiography, but you will get a nice vehicle. Now, another thing about the SV Autobiography that I want to keep in mind is that when I keep saying performance, this thing comes with 557 horsepower. The 0 to 60 times aren't impressive. You're talking about right around 4 seconds. But for a vehicle this big, that is impressive. And also, don't forget, I keep saying luxury. You got heated seats, cool seats, memory seats in the front and the back of the vehicle. You also have massaging seats in the front and the back of the vehicle. And this vehicle alone also has the TVs in the rear compartment. So you can actually watch two separate TV programs, or you can watch the same TV program. And when you step over to the passenger side, which is the reason I'm on this side, you can recline the seat back, and as you see the footrest is powering down from the front seat, you can actually recline and relax. And although I didn't show you in specific detail in this video, there's also a leg rest that comes up on this side that you can actually recline back and relax. So like I said before, superior luxury. And I felt like I had to come take a look at this vehicle because anybody that knows me knows I'm about luxury and I love luxury vehicles. So now let's move forward to the toy barn. And at the toy barn, I got a chance to get behind the wheels of this Range Rover Sport SVR. Now the Range Rover Sport, just so we're on the same page, it has about 20 more horsepower when it comes to performance than the SV Autobiography, but it literally is truly about performance. The top speed of this vehicle is 187 miles per hour. I mean, think about that, 187 miles per hour in an SUV. This vehicle is about 0.5 seconds faster than the SV Autobiography. So this one comes in again right around 4 seconds, but I believe it's 4.1, whereas the SV Autobiography is like 4.4. So not a huge difference in 0 to 60 times, but the SV Autobiography taps out at 165 miles per hour, where this bad boy can get you to 187. So that's an extra 20 miles per hour. Now, as I'm showing you the inside of this vehicle, I want you to notice, and we'll come back to it a little later, but this vehicle has everything. It has carbon fiber in the interior, on the accents and the trim. And not only on the accent and trim, it has this beautiful carbon fiber engine cover. Now, I've never been the person to pop my hood and show off my engine, but having a carbon fiber engine cover and a carbon fiber hood may just make me do such things. I mean, why would you not want to show that thing off? And the biggest part about that is that carbon fiber engine cover is rare to find on a vehicle, and it is technically a $39.95 option. You heard me correctly. If you try to buy that carbon fiber engine cover on as a solo piece, it's going to cost you anywhere between $3,500 to the most common price you see is $39.95. On this vehicle, it comes included as part of the package of the exposed carbon fiber on the exterior of the vehicle and also on the front hood, because that black strip you see on the top of the hood is actually carbon fiber. And that's the exposed carbon fiber package. It costs $5,245. So if you're going to get it, you want to get it as part of the actual package that comes with the car. But the problem is it is so far in between and rare to come by, you never see it. Now let's get into driving this vehicle. So I really want to give a shout out to the Toy Barn in Dublin, Ohio. I went out there to take a look at the vehicle because truthfully I am interested in purchasing this vehicle. And the reason why I chose this vehicle is because it's one of the most fully equipped vehicles on the market. The price tag on this vehicle is literally brand new, around $140,000. Think about that. Most SVR Range Rovers you're going to see, price tags are typically going to be right around 120 grand. This one is well over 140,000. That means it has a lot of options on it. Now, I did look at another Range Rover SVR, which I did not record that test drive and so forth. I was focused more on the vehicle and the argument with the salesman and pricing and so forth. But what I come to realize is there are other vehicles out there with better, or should I say higher price tags, but typically that price tag isn't on features. That price tag is on paint color. There is a red SVR Autobiography I was considering. That SVR Autobiography, the paint job alone is a $12,000 option. You heard me correct. $12,100 option just for the paint job. Now, one of the key options on this vehicle, as you see me playing with the screen a lot, is the high-end Burmeister sound system. That is a $4,000 option on this vehicle. And I was trying to get the experience because the biggest thing I come across while looking for a SVR is that stereo system is one of the rare items you don't really find. It wasn't equipped on a lot of SVRs. It comes standard with the Burmeister mid-level sound system, which is 19 speakers, and it sounds amazing. I wanted to see the difference of adding the subwoofer and the extra 4 speakers for mids and tweeters. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. As I was driving around listening to the sound system, I can tell there was a little bit more bass, but for the difference in the money, which I was told would be very significant in a Range Rover or a vehicle of this size, it really wasn't that big of a difference compared to the Range Rover SVRs I've driven without it. So honestly, one thing I learned while on this trip is I can actually, or I probably could survive in owning a Range Rover SVR without getting the high-end sound system. Now, mind you, I'm more of a bass person. I like to hear the subs. In this high-end audio sound system, I would tell you, you hear more of the as they say, the highs and the mids with this upgrade. It's more clarity, but for me, the clarity isn't something I'm chasing. I'm not really chasing hearing thimbles, cymbals, and all type of little accents that may come along in songs. I mean, like I said, listening to the radio, I definitely heard them. But I like to feel my music. That's just me. You tell me what type of music you like to listen to when you drive or how you like to vibe out. But for me personally, it's more about the bass. So since the bass exchange wasn't that significant, if I can find another vehicle with all the options I want minus the upgraded sound system, I may go that route. Whereas while I've been looking for SVRs for the longest, I've been chasing this upgraded sound system. It even made me realize I might have passed on 1 or 2 amazing deals because it didn't have this upgrade sound system. So remember, we live and we learn. So at this point, let's really enjoy the sounds of this car. That's one of the main reasons the SVR becomes so appealing. You have the performance, but you also have the exhaust note. Now, driving this car, it was fun. There is a difference, and the difference I will sit there and say, and now I'm comparing apples to apples, oranges to oranges, but not really. The SVR has more overall horsepower performance. It's actually less weight, and a lot of the luxury features that you have in the big version, the SV Autobiography, which I showed you at first, you lose those toys. In this car, you get heated and cooled seats in the front, but you only get heated seats in the rear. There is no massaging or reclining features. You lose a lot of those toys, but you get more performance space. And as you drive it, you can tell the handling is a lot different on this one, and it feels more sporty. This car drops down and sits lower to take advantage of its aerodynamic and sleek design. Whereas the Range Rover SV Autobiography, which I didn't really record me driving, but that vehicle, it moves. Don't get me wrong, that car moves, and not only does it move, it doesn't feel like it's moving fast. Whereas this SVR, because of the design, you can tell that you're moving. And it handles quite well because it's lower, but that's just it. I think this is truly designed for performance and to be more engaged with the driver. You feel more with this vehicle. Whereas the SV Autobiography, it's truly focused around luxury. So like when me and my son was driving the car, the one thing he kept saying was the acceleration in SV Autobiography, it felt the same, or should I say it accelerated very similarly to this car, but with all the other computer controlled suspension and modulations and everything that was going on, it never felt like you were actually going fast. You just saw the numbers increasing. So the SV Autobiography was more of a comfort focused vehicle. And like I said, as I was driving it and as I was doing my 0 to 60 runs and getting up to higher speeds, I had the massaging seats going on, and that felt good. The seats felt soft. They didn't really hug me like the SVR, but it was a different appeal. And so overall, all I can sit there and say to you is there is a huge difference between the cars, although in the low-end range, the performance is very similar. And that's what makes it a hard struggle for me, because I drove this SVR, and I'm not going to lie to you. I was sitting here thinking, am I really moved by this one more than I am the SV Autobiography? The SVR is more of an engaging drive, but would I prefer the more performance-focused vehicle? Versus the vehicle that's designed around luxury, and I love luxury. That's the question going through my mind. But I also had to do a comparison. So as I hop in the back seat of the SVR, and I want you guys to remember the back seat of the SV Autobiography, there is clearly more room in the SV Autobiography. That's right, this vehicle is more spacious and more focused around the passengers of the car. And that's what really makes me like the SV Autobiography. Now, when it comes to the actual interior, the double screens are pretty much the same. They're angled different to give you more of a compact feel inside the SVR, and the SV Autobiography gives you more space. And I say that again, it gives you more space, which allows you to feel less congested. When we look at my biggest takeaway from the SVR is the engine cover. Now, don't get me wrong. There is an SV Autobiography carbon fiber engine cover, and it costs about the same, but the fact that this SVR actually has it already makes me say it's one less option or one less thing I got to spend money on. And I think it's a nice appeal, especially being at car shows and things of that nature. Now, the SV Autobiography, like I said again, it focuses on luxury. So when you see this massaging seat, and remember, all 4 seats give you massaging effect, it's hard to turn away from the comforts and the toys. Now, mind you, as you look at the center console refrigerator, it can hold 4 soda cans. And I know a lot of you like that's just excessive, but I'll be real with you. It's nothing like putting your Red Bull, Coca-Cola, Sprite, whatever you love, into this cup holder and enjoying a cold beverage. But at the end of the day, I have a dilemma. And my dilemma is, I don't know if I should go performance SUV or should I go back to a sports car. And the fact of the matter is, I have 2 performance SUVs I like, which is the Range Rover Autobiography and the Range Rover SVR. And I think in the midst of that and learning more about the AMG GTC, I think I actually like that car. So now, for all you that wanted to know, these are the 3 cars I think my attention is focused around, and I got a decision to make. But tell me what you guys think. Did you like this SVR, or did you like the Range Rover SV Autobiography? Like I said, both of them are statement pieces. Both cars are nice. But let me know if you had to choose, which one would you get? And I know many of you already told me, don't go the Range Rover route. Don't go the Range Rover route. They're so unreliable. But at the end of the day, I really believe they got a bad stigma. I know there are some problem childs out there. I've ran across a couple of them while out here trying to search for a new vehicle to get into. But I still believe if you get the right car, a car that was well maintained and so forth, it's more so the ownership experience of the car and how you maintain your car than it is just the car being an overall bad apple. So I would love to get one just to combat that argument and let you guys see that you can own a Range Rover, you can own a supreme luxury vehicle and still get some form of reliability. But that's just my thought. ICNV Driver's Edition. Go ahead, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the ICNV Driver's Edition community. We are an interactive community, which means if you hit me up on any one of my social media platforms or in the comments below, I will do my best to respond. And if the topic you bring up is interesting enough, I may even shoot a video on it. But don't forget, we're also a community of car enthusiasts that love to drag cars that make you turn your head, that aren't your everyday people movers. So if you're a person that loves to drive something that's different and just unique, lock into the channel, subscribe to your boy, because we have more interesting content coming your way, and I'm sure you don't want to miss out. Remember, we were all made in his image and given dominion over the world, which means we weren't just meant to be. So chase your dreams, build your visions, never ever give up, and embrace your own identity. It is okay to be unique. He's not done with you, and he's definitely not done with me. He's giving you everything that you need to achieve your dreams, desires, and goals. So don't give up on yourself. Just be humble, stay focused, and stay blessed. And I'll see you in these streets. Peace.